Do you get it, or what?
This is how we do it.
And you know this, man?
Hey guys, Mr. Ghoul here to review the latest Tim Burton Johnny Depp collab, Dark Shadow. Yummy. Now, like I said, this is the latest Johnny Depp and Tim Burton collab, and of course I really like Tim Burton. I didn't get all the hate for Alice in Wonderland. I thought that was a really enjoyable film. Didn't get all the hate, liked it a lot, and I like all of his other movies, and that's pretty much it. I like his movies. Moving on. And who doesn't love Johnny Depp? I mean, really, who doesn't? I mean, he was a New York Film Academy Award winner for last year's
Rango, bitches!
New York Film Academy, New York Film Academy, New York Film Academy! Now, going into this film, I was really excited by the trailer, and I thought it looked really cool. The cast looked really cool. I mean, besides Johnny Depp, we had Helena Bonham Carter, Michelle Pfeiffer, Chloe Moretz, who, in my opinion, in a couple of years, is going to end up being one of the sexiest women in Hollywood, for sure. And it's not weird for me saying this, okay? She's only a year younger than me, alright? Calm your tits. Jackie Earle Haley, Eva Green, and they brought back Johnny Lee Miller. Hackers. Fucking hackers! Yes! And after seeing this film, let's just say Dark Shadows disappointed me. Like, the first hour of this movie was just slow as molasses, and it took way too long to tell its story, and it was just so uninteresting. I was texting during some of it. That's how boring it was, and how underdeveloped these characters were. Just sort of annoyed the crap out of me. And another thing that this movie has wrong is the tone. I know a lot of critics are praising it for its tone, but no. No way, Jose. And usually Tim Burton's pretty awesome at doing tone. I mean, look at his, his previous work, like the Batman movies, and of course Beetlejuice, and a couple of his other films. He does a masterful job making like weird, cool, zany, quirky films. I don't know what he was trying to do. Sometimes this movie was going dramatic territories, comedic territories, dark comedic territories, horror territories, Jesus Christ, horror territories. We didn't really know what sort of genre he wanted to make this movie. I guess he was just a really big fanboy of the show, and he just wanted to make a movie that had every single element of every single Tim Burton movie ever. I mean, the plot, if you sort of think of it, it's like Encino Man, except it has vampires and it doesn't have Pauly Shore. And I never thought I would say this, but I think this movie could have been way better if it had Pauly Shore. I'm not kidding. It was bad. It was a bad movie. Now, the first, hour of it wasn't awful. It just had a lot wrong with it. And then, I'll get to that later. I will get to that later. I want to talk about this cast, and of course, this cast has Johnny Depp. And what isn't Johnny Depp awesome? Like, I already said this, but he's fine in the role of Barnabas Collins. And, Michelle Pfeiffer and Chloe Moretz, despite the screenplays, really terrible lines they frequently had in this movie, they still played with it nicely, and they looked like they were having fun, so I didn't really have a problem with them. Jackie Earle Haley was fine. Helena Bonham Carter probably played the most unnecessary character in this film. She was unlikable. She was just really not needed. She didn't really do anything to move the story along. It was just really unnecessary. And how can you have a movie with Johnny Lee Miller and not use him? I mean, he was in fucking Hackers, alright? He's technically a god. Hackers. 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 If you haven't seen Hackers, see it. It's awesome. And going back to Johnny Depp for a second, him and this other girl, played by, I don't know her name, was Bella Heathcote or something. He had no chemistry with her. They barely had chemistry. That was just so forced and just really insincere, in my opinion. But if there was one fucking humongous bright spot in this film, and I think she deserves way more praise than she's gotten, Eva Green. Eva Green was fantastic in this film. She was the scene stealer. I don't want to sound like one of those shallow, big YouTube movie critics that say, "Oh, I like Eva Green, but she was just hot in this movie. Oh, yo, boobies, oh, yo, women." No, she honestly plays one of the most menacing villains and one of the most intimidating villains I've seen on screen in a very long time. I really, really loved her character in this film. And honestly, her character is very sympathetic, and, if anybody else was in this role, she definitely wouldn't have pulled off this role. And it's Eva Green's show. She plays such a bitch of a woman, but yet you're sort of rooting for her because all the other characters are just really stupid. Yeah, but Eva Green really played it with a lot of charm, wit, sexiness, much needed sexiness, and she brought spunk to this role. New York Film Academy Award nomination worthy, in my opinion. I think she was great. Going on to my huge problem. The climax of this movie is basically the climax in Cabin in the Woods, but minus the cleverness and, you know, originality. I hated it. The climax, in my opinion, didn't make any sense. There was a lot of shit that went down, and they were explained in such the most, like, half-assed way. Like, there's some really weird twists in this movie. Twists. They're just so stupid and just random. Just the last scene of this movie, just... Pretend I'm Nicole Richie from, like, '06. Get it? It was a skinny joke. Whatever. Yes, honestly, I would say see this movie just to see that awful climax, just to be as angry as I am. It's a weird request to ask of you, but yeah, or just watch online, it's a better thing. But I'm gonna give this movie a 2.5 out of 10. But it's a really bad movie, and it's a really weird follow-up to The Avengers, I think. Just go see The Avengers again. And I've seen some of Battleship already, alright? It's online. Really good quality, and it's awful. So yeah, see Avengers 2 weeks in a row, okay? Bye.